Okay, I'd like to introduce Assistant Deputy Minister for Primary Agriculture, John Conrad.
Well, my apologies for being a little bit late this morning. Wasn't contemplating construction on Highway 14, transportation and economic corridors in effect. I want to thank, before we get going, I want to thank your worship for our mayor for being with us today. Also, Councillor Lawrence, really enjoyed those pictures. That's outstanding. I certainly, Ken, I want to thank you and the entire BeaverHills Watershed Stewardship Society. Of course, I get frequent updates at home from Martha about the progress. And it's really, really important, the work that you're doing. I'm pleased to bring greetings from the province. So they say be brief and sit down to be appreciated. So I won't chew up the full 45-minute address that Martha had asked me to prepare. I do just a couple of points about myself. I was a soldier for 34 years. I've seen different places of the world, different parts of the planet where water has not been as plentiful as it is in our province or in our country. And we still have great opportunity when it comes to building Alberta, when it comes to conservation and preserving water for everyone's enjoyment and use. I was the environmental regulator for the province from 2017 to 2020. And from 2020 till now, until the pink slip comes in, I'm responsible for primary agriculture. So that's all of our animal health, livestock, crop health, all of the water infrastructure across our great province, $10 billion worth of weirs and dams and the like from the Old Man River right on through, as well as our irrigation districts. So when it comes to water and my role with the Alberta Water Council, we're really heavy on the conservation side in agriculture, but I won't get too much into ag, although the minister, he really likes me to promote it. I think your theme, like where's all the water gone? It's very much a question that demands an answer. And I don't want to quote the late Jim Prentice, who I was very fond of. But when he said, look in the mirror for where water is gone, I think all of us carry a measure of responsibility. All levels of government and all of us who benefit from the foundational aspects of water. We're under a lot of pressure in terms of how to manage our aquatic systems and our ecosystems, like your watershed. It's not just climate change. That's the buzzword that everyone throws out immediately. But it's things like COVID. COVID has really driven a lot of people to look for these little acreages. It's like, holy hell, was it ever awful living through that in the city? And in the country, for many of you are rural people, it didn't bite as much. It wasn't as unreal as much. And folks like to move out to the acreages. But that comes with responsibility for water and stewardship. And that is something that's putting pressure on us. We're attracting folks from all over Canada. Alberta is the only province that is growing in terms of new residents, and that too puts pressure on our watersheds. And I would also offer that reconciliation with our Indigenous Albertans and water rights, depending on which nation and which treaty you're talking about. Water has always been foundational. For some of our Indigenous Albertans, water is at the very center of their religion and their belief system. And all of these things make your work so important. I think I'll maybe just kind of play the back nine and culminate here on the word partnership. When it comes to the Water for Life strategy that the province has, I think the biggest directional piece of it is partnerships. There's knowledge, research, there's conservation, which I spoke of, and we have done very well as Albertans on the conservation side. I mean, Captain Palliser, what was it, 150 years ago, he said nothing will ever grow in southern Alberta. And Alberta is the agricultural powerhouse of this country. We're well over 25% of Canada's agriculture. We have 44% of the beef herd. And I'm not here to say John Palliser is wrong, but I am here to emphasize we're very good at conservation. It is something that in my role I try to advocate for, And I think the message for you as you take in your keynote address today, we need to hear from our partners. And what's important to the Minister of Environment or the Minister of Agriculture is what you say and what's hitting their desk or their telephone or their staff or on their walkabouts when they greet you at the museum. Or at a Cows and Fish, and we're big fans in ag, you know that. But when they're out and about, they need to hear from these watershed societies loudly. And then it tends to percolate up to be more of something that's going to be a policy change or have an impetus. I think the Water for Life, I think we have a good strategy. I think we have a sound action plan. We just don't put our backs into it enough. And I want to congratulate you for being here on a beautiful Saturday morning. That's really indicative of the kind of commitment we need to breathe some life into the effort. So anyway, thank you for inviting me. Happy to be here and bring greetings. And maybe I'll turn back the podium to you, Ken.